So I love amethysts, like my favorite stone in the world. It's my stone, my signature stone. And the only reason I think that, I'm pretty sure, is because my grandmother and my mother both told me that that was my stone many, many moons ago. So that's what I'm rolling with. And that's awesome, except I also love the color purple, but I'm not super great at soaping it. Like, my purples never get as big and beautiful and brilliant and awesome as like the Soap Prentice's purples. And that sucks, and it actually has something to do with what we are pouring today. But before I talk more about what we are pouring, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 299 of 365 days of soap. Wild. And yeah, we're making the February Birthstone soap today. Now, I have loved making all the Birthstone soaps over the months of the channel in existence. It's been so much fun because I get to play around with new designs and we get the cool little things that we put on top for sure. But the thing is, the February Birthstone is an amethyst. And my favorite amethyst is purple. And purple needs to be in the bar. So, yes. But me and purples, we don't get along. So this was a very interesting pour for me. I also wanted to play around with the secret feather hidden thing from Amy Warden's Soap Challenge that we had done like last week, and see if I could get a different pattern inside by actually pushing the hanger down a couple times and pulling it around. So that's what I will be doing today, in addition to the February Birthstone thing. And you know, let's go to the video and we can talk about my struggles with purple there, so you don't have to look me in my eye while I tell you how I'm bad at things. So it is February Birthstone time, which means I get to make purple soaps, and that is super exciting because February Birthstone, amethyst, right? Yeah, that. And I love amethysts just across the board. That's actually my stone. Like, you know how we all have our stone? That one's mine. And I think the reason that it's mine is because my grandmother and my mother said when I was a child that that was my stone. So I love it, and that's the thing. Now with this oil blend, this is one of my swirls blends. This is my current big batch of swirls blends, or master batch of the swirls blend. And there is a lot of hemp seed as well as a lot of olive oil in this guy because, well, because I had a lot of both of them. And I actually don't need a two. That was the reason. But as a result, the batter is a little weird looking. It's a little bit more orangey or greeny or whatever-y than normal. So I'm definitely working with that. Like, I have that to contend with within the pour itself. But, you know, should be fine. Because me and purples, we totally get along, right? Like, I'm great at purples at all times. When have you ever known me to not be great at purples? All of the time is the answer to that for anybody who might be new here. Me and purples, love that color more than anything in the world. Soaping with it, not the most fun. So with this, I actually wanted to try something back from, well, I don't remember when we did this. Like last week, is it? When we did the hidden feather swirl thing for the Amy Warden Soap Challenge, right? And I had used the method of like putting your hanger into the mold, like in the mold first, and then laying your colors, and then pulling the hanger out. So like it creates more of like a tree pattern I think probably the one that's most recognizable with that pattern that probably every soap maker has seen is the Christmas tree tutorial thing that the Soap Queen did, like, I don't know, 6 years ago or so on soapqueen.com. So that's kind of the effect that it goes for. So I decided I wanted to play with the hidden feather swirl thing again today, because I wasn't super happy with my bar. Was very beautiful, but it wasn't a hidden swirl. And also, as I was watching Georgia May do hers, I was thinking, I wonder what would happen if instead of like pushing the hanger through and then just pulling it up, if you like pushed it down and then went to the left and then went back to the middle again, pushed it down again, then went to the right. Like, what would happen if you could create a cool, you know, whatever. And so that's what we're doing inside of the main base of this bar. It's just going to be just a little bit of color within the you know, the middle of it, just like a little secret swirly thing for the birthstone. And then obviously we'll top at the top with the amethysts, the purple sparkly amethysts that I've made. I'm having a problem right off the bat though, because I wanted this entire bar to be like a pale lavender. Like the main body of the bar, I wanted it to be a nice pale lavender. And I had this color on the shelf that I've had there for like ever from Brambleberry. It's an ultramarine that's called lavender, and it's been sitting on my soap shelf for literally 6 years and has not been touched. And there's like a reason for it, but I didn't remember what that reason is. And I think the reason that it's there is because it doesn't actually turn things purple in cold process, and so I guess I've just abandoned it for other micas. And I'm seeing that that's maybe the case here, because I put all of it in, and I put a pretty significant amount in too, and it didn't work. It didn't go purple, and so I ended up putting 2 other micas in as well, and we're still not going purple, which again could be the greening from the actual oil blend too that I'm contending with for sure, but it should have gone at least a little bit purple. So I'm a bit concerned about that and what that overall color is going to end up looking like. But I can tell you right now, it's I don't think that there's any sort of, you know, saponification trickery, chemistry trickery that's going to turn this purple in the finished product. But, you know, every once in a while I'm wrong. So maybe this will prove me wrong, you know, after saponification. But for now, let's go pour this. Now, the scent blend that I'm using for this is a blue agave raspberry blend that I created by mixing, you know, blue agave, which is one of my favorite scent blends ever. It's just kind of my go-to whenever I'm stuck. Very, very green, very spa-y, and then a raspberry, which is very sweet. And so I've really liked doing that, like mixing the more earthier spa, like botanical scents with a really sweet, like, you know, fruit scents like the mango patchouli. And I mean, we've done this for the blackberry sage. We've done this for like we've done this literally actually for every Birthstone soap to this point, and I've really dug it. So that's what we are using here. Now I am doing a sort of modified secret feather swirl thing in the middle here by just laying down, alternating my colors between, you know, one color and the base color, and then, you know, moving on to the next. Yes, so the base color goes between each of the 3 accent colors. And obviously I'm not using dividers, because I don't ever actually use dividers for anything unless it's specifically an Amy Warden Soap Challenge, and even then it's still hit or miss as to whether or not I want to. But I'm trying to keep everything sort of in the middle of the bar, and I'm going to sort of accomplish that by doing wall pours when I see that it's coming too far out, so I can use the extra soap batter to sort of push the middle back to the middle where it belongs. And so that's what's going on there, and then I will continue to layer the colors in the middle until I have, you know, 2 or 3 layers with all of the colors represented. So that's the thinking. But yeah, just do a wall pour, scrape it all down off the wall, and then just kind of gently move the batter over to push the stuff in the middle, back to the middle where it belongs, and continue on your journey. All of the things, because I'm not going for like a teardrop effect. I'm not trying to do anything like that. Like I literally do just want some wispies going on in the middle that I can then take the hanger to and see, you know, what happens. Because I very much am interested in this whole idea of doing multiple passes with your hanger essentially, and what that can do to an intended secret feather swirl. Because like, you know, when you do hanger pulls for like for butterfly swirls, for example, or like a mantra swirl, like it changes what it looks like inside based on how you move the hanger and how many times you're essentially like inserting it into your soap batter. So that could be a thing too. And you know, I mean, even if it doesn't work, it super doesn't matter, because the top of it's going to be, you know, topped with the amethyst, and so it will still be a birthstone soap, except for that flesh colored base there. That's very interesting, right? I don't know that I've ever made a flesh colored soap, guys, but that's totally what we have. We have like a nude, which could be cool. Like nude makeup palettes, nude lipsticks, those are some of my most favorite things in the world. So that could totally work and be awesome. Like, we'll see. I really don't know what's going to happen with this base color in saponification. Again, I have never, there's no chemistry trickery that would make this make sense in my brain that this would go purple. But you know, sometimes I'm stumped. That totally happens. It's like, I mean, every once in a while I'm stumped. And so maybe it'll happen. Maybe I'll learn something new today, which would be cool. I mean, either way, I'm going to learn something new today, because I'm doing this hanger thing to a secret hidden feather swirl thing that I've never done before. And I'm just going to lay a little bit of the base color down on top of the line so it doesn't go crazily all over the place. Just gently lay it down over the top of it, which is like a tedious thing, and I screwed it up there so it's all falling out the side, like, way to go. And then, you know, do the rest, just get it in, whatever, so I can get my hanger to it, and all of that jazz. And yeah, no, that's not a super complicated pour. And interestingly, they go faster when you know that you're not working on a specific pour for a soap challenge. So like both of the videos for the secret swirl, for myself and for Georgia, they ran longer than this. I think because we were doing, you know, a challenge. So I went all the way down to the bottom from the middle and then took it up the left side. I'm going down the middle again, all the way down the bottom, take it up the right side, and that's it. Okay, I'm not going to do any more. Cool, cute. I'm very interested to see what comes of all of this. Now, normally with the soap toppers, usually for most bars, I have covered the top of the soap with, that's cool. That kind of flew off camera there, but the beaker just flew out of my hand and, you know, rolled across the table. That was fun. That's working with these hardy gloves. Like, it's still been very, very hard to find PPE, and I can't get gloves anywhere. And so like I have taken to, we just have a bunch of pairs of like work gloves, because Mr. Soap and Clay always has loads of work gloves. It always has loads of work gloves in my size. And so I just stole like a dozen of them from, you know, a box that he had just picked up, and I'm, you know, we're now using these for soaping, and they work pretty well, except for they when they get wet, it takes a long time for them to dry, and so that's why we have multiples. So it'll take 3 days for them to dry after they've been washed, and it's all a thing. But yeah, normally I'd put the gemstones across the top of the entire bar, but once I got all these colors in and I did the thing with the skewering, I was in love with this top. Like, it turned out so beautiful with the different colors of the purple and all of the things, and I'm like, I don't want to cover that up. And so ultimately what I ended up doing was dropping that. That's great. I am a disaster, like, just in general. So I guess that bar is going to get 3 across because I totally screwed up the the top. But for the rest of them, I decided I just wanted to put a birthstone just directly down the center of it, so the beautiful swirls on either side could at least be somewhat still represented, because that ended up being a very, very delightful swirl on there, and I wanted to, you know, keep some of it. So that's what we're doing with the amethyst. So it'll be a more like, it's kind of like an understated bar, or, you know, whatever, with all of it, and that's cool. And yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. I'm interested to see what that looks like, both where with the placement of the gems, but also with the swirl inside. So this actually will get put into the oven for C-pop and gel, because if those melt and pour birthstones up top melt, I'm actually kind of fine with that. They could sort of smoosh out the top, and that would be, you know, equally cool. So we will be putting this in the oven, and we will cut it into it tomorrow, which is, you know, next slide for you. So let's go check out the cut of this beauty. Okay, now on to the cut of this beauty, and yeah, it's really beautiful. Like, it's a lovely top. I like the sparkles that went into the micas. That's for sure good. I love that. The side, the color is real weird though. The scent is great. It's bright and a little bit sweet and just delightful. But I'm like, I don't know. That the color of that bar is very interesting. And so I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what's inside of it before I make my determination. And, well, isn't that just a little wispy of nothing at all? Which I think is very cute, because it definitely looks like a little teeny tiny flower in there, which is delightful. But too much movement in the batter itself led to an interesting push for the hanger. So it kind of did nothing much, but cute as shit. Like, that's very cute. Just a little wisp, just a pop of color in the middle of that sea of, see, now that's pretty. And that's what I thought it was going to kind of do. And I got one out of that. But the rest of them are very cool. Like, I like the layering with all of it. It's very nice. Okay, so there's another one. All right, great. Yeah, so that's what I thought it was going to do with the hanger and going, you know, a few passes. So cool. That's very pretty. And I don't know, the body of the bar isn't bad, right? That's lovely. That's super beautiful, for sure. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I dig these. Like, every single one is a little bit different, but just that little wisp of color, like right in the middle of the bar, super beautiful. I'm in love with that for sure. And the coloring is interesting. Like, we have a nude bar, which actually works. I don't know why I've never, I mean, that's stunning. That's just, yes, super beautiful. I don't know why I've never made a bar this color, but it is it's actually really pretty with the purples and the whites and all of the things. And wow, I can get behind that. All right, that's beautiful. So there's another way to do like a hidden feather swirl thingy, and very, very cute, very, you know, simple, like minimalist, not a whole lot of big, bold, whatever going on, but beautiful in its simplicity. Like, I can totally get behind that. I'm happy to add that to the Birthstone line for sure. That's amazing. And yeah, that's the side that went a little bit weird, but it's still cute on both sides. I like those. These are going to be one of the things where I can't figure out what side to stamp, right? It's going to be too tough to figure that out because they're pretty on both sides. But I really like just having the one gemstone on the top of the bar as well. That's very cute as well, because the top swirl was just so beautiful. So I like that. That is day 299, the February Birthstone soap. Ultimately, I'm not bad at things. Like, that's still a very cool bar. It's very pretty. It's delicate, and I love that. I really do. I think it's very beautiful. I've never made like a flesh-colored soap before, so that was brand new for me, and that's cool. Like, brand new things are always fun. So yeah, Awesome. That's the February Birthstone soap. And if you are interested in purchasing a February Birthstone soap for yourself, for one of your favorite February babies, Mr. Soap and Clay is a February baby, so he's definitely getting one of these. You can find them on soapandclay.com for sure. Totally just almost forgot the website that I've had my whole ass life, it seems. That's weird. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing, what we come up with for the rest of the 365 day of soapy content, because we've got 66 more days now, guys. Wow, that's wild. Subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. I would love to have you join the Sudser family. For those of you who have joined the Sudser family, hey, thank you. I appreciate you. It's been so much fun with you for the last 299 days, or whenever you started and existed and did the things. I appreciate you every day, and that is a fact. I am done for today. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.